In our processes, we have about 13 or 14 really high-level steps that all the work really goes through. Any one of those steps can really have a bottleneck when you have a size project that's being rolled out through BEAD. So the biggest thing for us was to finalize what our process was and identify where those breakdowns can be. It could be as small as not having enough computers or VPNs to log in to be able to do staking sheet design. But oftentimes we also found out is that even prior to those high-level steps, when the project starts, there's things that can be proactively done to identify and creates backlog as well. And oftentimes that is the pole owner or the attacher not even knowing truly how many poles are going to be associated with this project. Or there's an estimation on the attacher side, and so what they do is they formulate their budget, they size those OLTs, which are kind of the boundaries that identify a section of work. And so they take that section of work and they move it through those 14 steps of the process. Well, oftentimes those are missized because there's more poles than what they thought. So then you have to actually kind of go back and rework and resize those OLTs or those boundaries, depending on what the attacher calls that said region. And so there's things that we can even do prior to that that helps them identify and truly accurately create those zones and those boundaries and really finite their budget based off the number of passings, the miles, and those things. But for us, what we saw with RDOF, our biggest constraint that we saw were basically making sure that you have materials, the staking sheet, and then just making sure that you had those two items moving fast enough to where you had the ability to have enough construction crews on site and keep them busy. Because if you have it to where a certain part of your process can handle a certain amount of poles per week, but then the next step, you can't accommodate that, and you have a 2-week or a 3-week delay, then everything gets kind of backed up. So what we've tried to do is, through our lessons that we've learned with RDOF and BOOT, is to help make sure that we're the middle piece, that we do a really good job of educating our client, the pole owner that we represent, but also the communication with the attachers to get both sides on the same page at the same table to express and explain what those processes are like, where things can get backed up. So then before the project ever starts, the three parties can get involved and iron those things out, and therefore the whole rest of the process is better explained, people understand it, and therefore we work together to get it done.